So that's my energized pep talk. But what does this look like for you? Let's think about the implications. A lifestyle where do something crazy isn't just a phrase, but rather a philosophy. It's about growth. It's about purpose. It's about passion. It's about breaking free. It's about diving deep. It's about going high. It's about living this life for everything this life is meant to be lived for. I believe that we were put on this earth to enjoy it. That's why we were given one chance at this life, and it's up to us to make the most of it. What's up, my friend, and welcome to Grit, Grace, and Inspiration. I am your host, Kevin Lowe. 20 years ago, I awoke from a life-saving surgery only to find that I was left completely blind. And since that day, I've learned a lot about life, a lot about living, and a lot about myself. And here on this podcast, I want to share those insights with you. Because, friend, if you are still searching for your purpose, still trying to understand why, or still left searching for that next right path to take, well, consider this to be your stepping stone to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Have you ever wondered what it must feel like to wake up in the morning and know without a shadow of a doubt that you're living out your life's purpose? And it's on nothing but an ordinary Tuesday. Well, friend, I'm here to tell you that it's possible for you. It's not such a difficult thing, but you just got to get clear on what that purpose is. And then you design your life around it. You build a business around it. And that is exactly what I want for you. I figured out how to do it in my own life. And now I'm here to share with you the same strategy, the same steps that I took. I want to share them with you. And it's all inside of my brand new, newly released free audio training called Unleash Your Purpose-Driven Business. It's a free audio training at your convenience. Listen to one episode each day or binge listen to the entire series in less than an hour. Sign up today at gritgraceinspiration.com/business. That is gritgraceinspiration.com/business. My friend, what is up, and welcome back to the podcast. I am your host, Kevin Lowe, and you are joining me for what is episode number 234. As a podcaster, I listen to my fair share of podcasts. Podcasts are pretty much just a big part of my life. So when I saw that a local guy here in the town where I live was featured on a podcast, I thought, oh, let's check it out. And that's when I realized something, is that all it takes is a word, a sentence, a single thought said by somebody at the exact right time that you are ready to receive it, and it can change your life. Matter of fact, it was one thing said that changed my life, that changed my mindset. And today I'm here to share it with you. The guy I'm talking about is named Chinzo. And inside of the interview that Chinzo was featured on, he was sharing the story of him going through some old film footage. And he came across this video of a friend of his, a friend who passed away, I think roughly 10 years ago. And it was really cool for him. He found a video clip, an audio clip of his friend talking. But there was just one thing that the video captured. And it was his friend saying to a skateboarder, do something crazy. He was shouting it out to the skateboarder, wanting the kid who was skateboarding to do something crazy, egging him on. And well, for me, it hit at the right time. Because when I heard that story, not only did I think, wow, how awesome is that? To have that captured little piece of audio from a friend who you've been missing for a long time. And now you got to hear their voice. But I also realized it meant more than just doing something crazy at the skate park. What if that was a message captured to mean more to the rest of the world? A reminder of a friend gone too soon to do something crazy. So today, I want to do something crazy beyond the skate parks and bring it into your life. I want to have you embarking with me on this solo podcast on the adventure of doing something a little bit crazy. All right, let's get real right off the bat. How many times have you found yourself on the edge of something really big, really exciting, but it requires you to step outside of your comfort zone? And what happens? You don't do it. You don't take the leap. You instead retreat back to what is comfortable. And what happens then? Well, most likely one of the worst things of all in this life, in my opinion, that is regret. Regret for what we didn't do. Regret for what we didn't say. Regret for what we didn't try. We only get one chance at this life, and yet it's so easy to stay within our comfort zone. Well, by adopting the mindset of doing something crazy, it helps us. It helps us to step outside of that comfort zone and stepping into the unknown, into the world of possibility. I want you to picture this. I want you to picture yourself standing on the edge of something great. Maybe for you, it's a new career. Maybe for you, that means handing in your notice to the office, your 2-week notice that you are out of here, that you are pursuing something new, your own business, your own dreams. Maybe it's something different. Maybe it's you finally asking the girl you've been dating for a long time to marry you. Maybe it's you finally getting up the courage to make a big purchase, to purchase your first home. Whatever it is, it's something big. It's something daring. And you're thinking to yourself, I don't know if I can do it. Now, as you're standing on this edge, contemplating what to do, to play it safe or take the chance, somebody in the background, you don't know who it is, but somebody says, do something crazy. In that word, that statement, it echoes through your mind. Do something crazy. Do something crazy. Do something crazy. And you do it. Without even thinking, you take the leap and you do the thing. That's what we're talking about. By adopting the mindset of do something crazy, you don't have to wait on that person in the back to shout it out. No, you got that mindset already in you because you listened to this podcast today. So when you're faced with that chance, maybe you yourself say it to you. Do something crazy. And that is what we're talking about. That is the power of do something crazy, is that you get to embark on the dreams that you otherwise maybe would hesitate on ever attempting to have come true. When we adopt a mindset of doing something crazy, it affects our everyday life, our day-to-day routines, because it is so easy for us to fall into monotony. We have the same routine day after day. We get up, we do the same thing, we go to the same places. Heck, even if you're just at your house, they say that it's proven. We all walk the same pathways in our own homes. We are creatures of routine. But what if you mixed it up? Imagine what life would be if all of a sudden you said, you know what? I think we should do something crazy. What would that mean? What would that look like to you? It doesn't have to be crazy stuff. I'm not wanting you to think that this mindset is only for the big stuff. It's the everyday stuff. Crazy can be as little as you want it to be. Maybe you feel like mixing it up today. Instead of wearing your normal black t-shirt, you know what? I'm pulling out the purple one today, and I'm going to rock it because I'm doing something crazy. Or maybe today you're hitting up the local Starbucks on your way to work, and you say, you know what? Let's do something crazy, and let's try something new on the menu for a change. When we adopt the mindset of doing something crazy, we get a chance to live. We get a chance to try some new stuff, add a little variety, a little spice to our life. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I mean, there's another aspect of it too. when we're talking about really stepping outside of that comfort zone, kind of what I was talking about earlier, where maybe it's you trying something new, not just breaking routine, but literally taking up an invite to go try a little salsa dancing, to maybe head out and try stand-up paddleboarding for the first time. Basically, it's when every fiber of your being says, nope, not for me, ain't doing it. You get a whisper coming from the back, do something crazy. And when you hear that, that's your reminder. This is your time to step outside of the normal, to do something crazy, to start living life like it was meant to be lived. Now, adopting a lifestyle, a mindset of doing something crazy, you may think that it means being fearless, being a little bit indeed crazy. And well, if you want to think of it like that, you can. But chances are you're not somebody who naturally considers yourself to be fearless. You're not looking to jump out of airplanes or be on a skateboard hitting up the local half pipe. No, instead, you're just living a kind of normal life. And so the idea of living fearlessly doesn't really equate, or does it? Because to me, maybe there's another aspect of living fearlessly. Maybe it's you looking the nagging doubts and fears that keep holding you back, looking them dead in the face, staring them down and letting them know that I see you and I am ready to stop you from getting in my way. Maybe that's what living fearlessly looks like. Maybe that's what this is all about, is those self-doubts on what you're capable of. It's time to crush them. Whatever you think that you can't do, maybe it's time to try it. Because until you try it, you never really know, do you? I'm talking about this being powerful. It's liberating. It's freeing. It is the first time that you get to start living, speaking your truth, living to your highest self. That's what we're talking about. And you know what happens when you start living like this? When you start living every day with the mindset of do something crazy, you're not just changing your own life. You're lighting a spark for others, because you become a story, a living testimony to others, to be adventurous, to be courageous, to not put your goals and your dreams on the back burner, because you all of a sudden are no longer just living, you're inspiring. And how awesome is that? So that's my energized pep talk. But what does this look like for you? Let's think about the implications. A lifestyle where do something crazy isn't just a phrase, but rather a philosophy. It's about growth. It's about purpose. It's about passion. It's about breaking free. It's about diving deep. It's about going high. It's about living this life for everything this life is meant to be lived for. I believe that we were put on this earth to enjoy it. That's why we were given one chance at this life. And it's up to us to make the most of it. There's going to come a day in each of our lives when it's going to end. Our time here on earth will be over. I want to be sure that each of us, that you get to look back on your life and be proud of what you've done, to smile and think to yourself, oh my gosh, that was one heck of a ride. Now, that doesn't mean that life is all great. It doesn't mean that we don't have the realities of life. It doesn't mean that there won't be ups and downs, because, of course, it's life. But at the same point, maybe we can do our very best to make the most of it, to live this life for everything it's worth, to do something crazy. So I turn the tables on you, my friend, and I ask you, outside of today's podcast, outside of my cheering you on, rah, cheer you up session, what does doing something crazy look like in your life? Think about it. Talk about it. Share this podcast with a friend, or for goodness sakes, at least just start the conversation. about, I was listening to this podcast the other day. This guy, Kevin, he was talking all about doing something crazy. And they're going to be like, what are you talking about? And so share it with them. Get other people on board to start living and loving life like it's the last opportunity you have. Because the fact is we only have one chance, one opportunity to do it. So let's do it big. And so that is where I say together, me and you, let's make a pact right here and right now to make our mission to do something crazy. Maybe it's something little each and every day. Maybe it's something big every week. Maybe it's just being sure that whenever we're starting to doubt our decision, whenever we're on the precipice of something great and we're scared to take the next step, that we remember that there was a guy named Chinzo listening back to a friend gone too soon with one thing caught on tape. Said at a skate park one day while they were having fun, "Do something crazy," he shouted. But what he didn't know was that that was captured on tape and that would live true long after he was gone, impacting the lives of who knows how many people. I'm just doing my part to share it with you in hopes that it can impact your life of doing something crazy.